episode of the First Kiss podcast, and welcome to the new series, the First Global Series. In the episodes of this series, we are inviting people with achievements from the First Kiss Club Association or teams from the FGC. And today I'm very honored to have with me Slim, my co-host. Hi, Slim.
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Slim Majdoub, 18 years old, and the spokesperson of Team Tunisia 2017 in the First Global Challenge, and also the presenter of the First Skills podcast in the first episodes. But this is the First Global Series, another series presented by you, Fatma.
Yes. I'm Fatma Slim, spokesperson of Team Tunisia and the First Global Challenge. And today we have with us a member from Team Kosovo. Hi.
Hi, I'm Elita from Team Kosovo. I'm the captain of the team. I am also 18 years old, and it's a pleasure to be in your podcast.
Thank you very much, Elita, and we are so happy to have you with us today in our podcast. Maybe if we start by asking questions about some previous FGC editions. Team Kosovo has been present in both the 2017 and 2018 edition. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it to Mexico City, but they still have worked on the robots in the FGC editions, in the previous FGC editions. So, Elita, we would like to ask you about the experience you have gained from the other first global editions, and how is it like showing up today in the 2019 version?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. So I have been a part of Team Kosovo from the 2017 edition, and it was very interesting at first because it was something very new. I didn't have very much experience in robotics as I do today after 2 years of kind of participating. In 2017, it was a very interesting experience. I got to learn a lot of the basics mostly, and then I got to meet a lot of people from different countries. So it kind of, I kind of got the essence of how big this challenge was and how grand it was. And then I also got to participate in the 2018 team. And the best part of it, I guess, was how we got close with the team, how we had a bigger grasp of how robotics goes and of how this competition goes. And unfortunately, on the 2018 edition, we weren't able to attend in Mexico because of political issues, but that kind of made us even more motivated for 2019. Sorry?
What was the last thing you were saying, because there was an internet.
Yeah, I was saying how in 2018 we weren't able to participate in Mexico because of political issues, but that kind of brought the team even more together, and kind of we really became even more motivated for this year because we weren't able to represent our country last year, so this year we have to do better and work even more and kind of experience that all over again basically. And this year 2019, it is very interesting because we're kind of even more knowledgeable in robotics and in the first global challenge itself. And we just want to have a great time. We want to participate. On the last years, we weren't very active on social media. This year, we've changed it up. We've been even more active. We've been filming because we're usually more about working and laughing in private and forget to film everything. So this year, we've kind of put an emphasis on that. Also, when it comes to the robot, we've seen how during the last years.
All this last part you were saying, we couldn't hear it.
Okay. Is there an ambulance? Sorry, in your.
Yeah,
in your
there
part?
was one.
Okay. I kind of so in 2019 we became more kind of available on social media, and we presented ourselves more on social media. And when it comes to the robot, during the last 2 years we kind of made it more complicated than it needed to be. And this year, our focus was kind of making it as simple as possible, but also as effective as possible. So I think we've kind of grown from 2017. I've personally grown from 2017 to now, and I have a better grasp of the knowledge that it takes to be in this competition. And also I think I'm more confident in myself, I believe, and I think that it's just a great experience.
I was just about to ask you a question, which is, if like we're talking about you as Elita, if there's something like concerning, like other than the robot work, something in you which has changed, like before your first participation and now, like after 2 or 3 years. And you mentioned confidence. Is there anything else you can mention?
Well, I think there's a lot to learn in 2 years or in 3 years, and well, at first we were kind of in 2017, for example, we were kind of looking at our mentors more and asking more of their advice. Sorry, what happened? Hi, is it working?
Yes, finally.
Okay. Okay, I'll be saying that part again. So I think there's a lot to learn in 2 years, and at first, a difference that I've noticed is that at first I personally wasn't very confident in myself, and was constantly looking for the approval of the mentor and asking for their ideas, maybe on a more effective system, and also wasn't really knowledgeable in the insides of the system, kind of, to say, only like in a superficial way. So I think that during these 2 years I've really come to know the parts and the systems that can be generated from them, and also kind of understand really the insides of the system and how to make it precisely more effective, and how it needs to be, basically. And now we basically just take the advice of the mentor. Like after we do it, or after we give the idea and the precise measurements and how we plan to do it, then we say, is it doable, kind of, or is it a good idea, or should we think of something else? And yeah, that's basically it, I think.
Yeah, interesting.
Participants do come a long way from being just like beginners in a field. They really develop their technical skills and interpersonal skills, as you mentioned, confidence and all, and also seeing that you have participated in 2 editions, at least in the participation, in the preparation of the 2 editions, you have garnered many skills, but the start was different. How did you guys like start? How was the team at the start? And I'm seeing improvements. Can you please?
Could you repeat the last part? Sorry.
Okay, so how did you come together as a team, and how were you at the start of the first edition?
Okay. Should I talk about the 2019 team, or from the beginning, from 2017?
From the beginning.
Could you repeat that? Sorry.
From 2017.
From the beginning.
Yeah.
Or
2017.
From the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 2017 was very interesting, as during all years, kind of it takes UBT, which is the institution which coordinates this challenge in Kosovo, sends a request to different high schools in Kosovo and asks for students who are interested in STEM and in robotics and may have a bit of
Sorry.
There was a problem with the internet all again. Okay, you were saying 2017 was very interesting.
Okay, yeah. So UBT, the institution which coordinates Kosovo's participation in the FGC in the challenge, basically send out some requests to different high schools in Kosovo about students who were interested in STEM and who maybe have had a bit of experience in robotics or programming, either technical skills or whatever. And basically the headmasters of every high school decided a few students, and we had to go and show up and went through a testing phase, which was basically about if we knew what some of the parts were named, if we knew, if we had, they showed us the concept of the race, of the challenge, and we had to kind of guess or have a few ideas on how we could make a more effective robot. Of course, at the beginning it was very beginner phase, but we had to have kind of an idea so that they could see if they could take something from us and if we would bring something to the team. Basically, each year the testing phase and the choosing phase was kind of the same. So that is how it went for 2018 too. And on 2018, since we weren't able to participate in Mexico, but the institution decided to take the same team again so that we would have a chance in participating in the challenge, since last year was impossible. And then two of our team members kind of weren't able to make it, so we had to make a transition also this year. So it was kind of a testing phase, yeah.
That's an interesting story to tell. And you mentioned earlier how you are like now more active in the social media, and we've seen a video that you have posted recently, and which was spread all over your pages, which was a video about an activity you did, which was a cleanup activity. So can you tell us about that?
Okay, so at first, we were all environmentally kind of challenged, I think, during these last months. We've seen a lot of events that are happening which are bad for the environment, and the Amazonia burning, for example. I think that was a pretty big wake-up call for all of us, and we were just constantly looking for ways how we could make our environment better. And since we could not go to the Amazon and stop the fires or whatever, we had to do something locally in Kosovo. But as individuals, we didn't see that it was possible to make a big change, maybe. So we decided that since also First Global's theme basically is ocean opportunities, which is about the environment, and also since we have a platform like this, we get to talk to different international teams and international people, and also we had heard about an organization here which is called Let's Do It Kosovo, which is also part of a bigger international organization. And we had heard about it, and we were like, okay, we think we can do something, but we think it would be more effective if there was a certain date where we can do it. So we looked up environmental dates, and we decided that the 21st of September was something grand in itself, and also was the best time where we could achieve something even bigger for the environment. So we decided to hold a few meetings. We looked for ideas on what we could do, and since it was World Cleanup Day, unfortunately we don't have direct access to oceans, so we couldn't tie it directly to the First Global Challenge. But we decided that we had enough, basically, of rubbish polluting our streets. So we were like, okay, we're contacting this organization. And we had a meeting with them, and they were very open to our idea and our help. They'd already started organizing something for the 21st of September. So we basically just reached out to kind of make this event even bigger, especially in Kosovo. And so we had a few meetings. We had meetings with communities here in Kosovo, with different schools, and told them about the importance. And because I think people are are kind of desperate to find a solution. So we were like, okay, we have a solution. It may not be something very big that we are doing, but at least it's something. So we were basically very passionate about the environment
Okay,
and doing
sorry.
this. So,
There was a problem with the
okay,
internet. Okay, you were saying because I
okay.
think people.
Okay, yeah, we started people. Yeah, people are getting kind of desperate for a solution. So we kind of brought them one, even though it's not like as grand as inventing something. I don't know, but at least we could bring the community together and make something great. At least that's what we thought. And another problem was on how to motivate people to go out and get out with us. So we were like, okay, something that really motivates Kosovars is our patriotism, basically. And yeah, and so we decided to kind of use that. And we had an idea to go to Rugova, which is a mountainous place in Kosovo, and it is kind of the root of our traditions, which have been held for centuries and centuries through different traditions and customs. So we were like, okay, we need to go there, and we told UBT, we told UBT, and they were immediately happy to help us. They contacted a hotel which is in Rugova, which is called Hotel Magra Austria, and they were very happy to help us. So we went there with the idea to represent Kosovo, to get people hyped up about this place that we love so much, and then start doing something good about it. And so yeah, we went there and we met the ensemble who kept the dances, the traditions, the clothes basically intact for so many years and so many centuries. And we got to meet them, we got to share stories, we got
So such activities bring teams together, and that's really something interesting about the FGC community, is that it's really close and people share their stories and events that they are doing, which strengthen international connections. So seeing that you are a member in FGC now, how can you describe the international connections you are making with teams, and do you have any long-lasting ones?
Yeah, exactly. Like even with the World Cleanup Day activity, we were kind of even more motivated because we knew we had this platform, because we knew we could also invite all of you guys, all of the other teams, and so it was something that really made us kind of even more motivated, and we knew that we could reach so many people. And Kosovo is a very small country, and it is kind of a grand thing to know that you could talk to 170 plus countries, and FGC really does a great work of bringing us together. We have so many social media platforms and so many creative ways to talk to each other, like for example this podcast or different Skype videos, and we have managed to kind of talk to a lot of people who we would have probably never met in real life in any other way. So it is a very great thing which brings us all together and gets and helps us know other cultures, other just people as different personalities, for example, but also as people who have the same interests as us, which is essentially robotics and also the environment.
What do you think are things that related more to not robotics things, like in the first global challenge? What are the things that you think that you can benefit from the experience of being a participant in the first global challenge, other than the technical stuff, let's say?
Yeah, of course. Well, I think the first thing is basically meeting other people, knowing other cultures, and that is how you get even you become even more open-minded, and I think you benefit a lot from other cultures, other, basically even other opinions. Like even the design, even something tells you how different teams, what they perceive as more important, or what they put more effort into, and you kind of get to know different points of views throughout your life. And also, as I said, you get to know different cultures, you get to know different languages. You also get to expand on your even geographical knowledge, I think, because you get to see countries that probably you've never heard before, or and you get to expand more on the knowledge of the countries that you've heard of before, basically. And I think that it helps make you an even more complete person, if I may say so. And also it makes you even more confident. It helps you, I think, also in expressing yourself even better, because you have to constantly tell others what you are doing, and to explain the work, and maybe even asking for sponsorships helps you in your life, because you might encounter these kind of situations very often, and now you know how to kind of grasp the financial side. You kind of know how to convince people to join you in your cause, such as the World Cleanup Day was. And basically, yeah, you just get to know a lot. Get a lot of knowledge in different fields of life, not only robotics and technology. I think that's the thing that makes this challenge even more benefiting and more fun, basically, to participate in.
Mhm. This is like really true, and it's not only about you knowing about other countries. At the same time, it's other countries knowing about yours, being a representative of your country as well, which is something very important. As I think you have worked on like previous editions, and now you're a 2019 team member. Do you have like anything to say, let's say, to a team which is participating in the first global challenge for their first time? What advice would you give to them?
Um, I think that they should spend a lot of time also getting to know the team members that they're with, because teamwork is very important, and it's important to know that you have a comfortable space where you can share your ideas and know that they will be accepted, or they will be critiqued in a positive way, kind of, not that you will be dismissed or to dismiss others. I think that is very very important. I also think it's important not to feel very insecure with yourself. You're going here, you're participating in this to learn. You don't have to be an expert in everything, and basically you just learn with the experience. Maybe you know a little bit of this. Maybe you know more of the technical side, and you get to learn programming, and you should basically just be open to learning, and not be in this solid state of, I know this, I can't know this, or I know this, I can do this. But just be open to it, and have a good partnership with your team partners, basically.
Hmm.
All right. So that is great. And what do you think? What are you expecting in this edition? Seeing that you have participated in previous ones, and this is basically your third. What are your
Yeah.
expectations for this year?
And what do you think is going to be different, like from the other editions?
Well, I'm I'm kind of well, I expect to meet a lot of people. I think that's kind of a given. And I think I'll be able to kind of manage the time between working on the robot and participating in the challenge itself, and also meeting other countries a bit better this year, because in 2017 there was not quite a balance, because you didn't know what to do first. Should you work on the robot all the time, or should you be talking to other countries and getting to know them? It was kind of harder. So I think, as personally, I will be able to kind of manage that even better. But also I think that even the challenge itself has really improved, and because First Global also sees what kind of it lacks during what it lacked during the other years. So I think that it will be a much organized, maybe, challenge, and it will be just fun. I mean, also basically what we get from international experience as what it will be different. I mean, except for those improvements. Well, I don't think that there's much to be kind of different from the other years, except for the challenge maybe, and the country which it will be held in, which is a great place to visit. But also, I don't know. I think that's basically it.
Okay, great. So, thank you for joining us, Elita. Thank you for Team Kosovo for accepting our invitation. It was our pleasure to have you with us. If you have anything prior to the end of the call to say,
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting us, and it was very nice getting to know you. And I hope that we get to meet in Dubai in real life and have a talk, and yeah, get to know us, get to know each other, despite robotics and challenges as the first global.
all right. So I think we have come to the end of the episode.
Yeah, indeed.
Yes.
This is the end of the episode of the First Skills podcast. What should we say? Goodbye, everyone. Thank you, Elita. And see you
Thank
in
you,
another
guys.
episode.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.